Kalpa, for agreeing to share your parenting story. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The idea is we hope more and more people come forward to talk about these things. We believe that this can not only help those who are talking, but also those who are listening, because it can be very inspiring at one level, and then also give hope to other people in similar situations.
Yes, sir.
We also believe that sometimes you can also provide solutions. But what we are really trying to do here is overcome the stigma that is attached to these issues. So again, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the next half an hour or so.
Yes.
So Kalpa, tell a bit about yourself. Let's begin with that.
I'm basically a homemaker. I have a family. When I had given birth to my child, we were many people. My grandmother-in-law, grandfather-in-law, even sister-in-law. Everyone was there at my place. But now it's a scenario where my only father-in-law, mother-in-law is there. My husband, and I have a little one also, which is just 1 year old, 10 months. And my elder son is 14 years old. Now he is basically in the NIOS-based project in GIT Counseling Center at Goregaon Dindoshi Depot. The schooling is perfectly all right because it's giving n number of things to the child. Extra co-curricular activities, even therapies are being done with the child, remedial therapies, occupational therapies, speech therapy is done there. And the normal schooling is also there where you have English, maths, science.
Okay, but tell me, what was your child diagnosed with?
Basically, in the earlier stage, it was diagnosed with delayed milestones. But then slowly and gradually, it so came that he was diagnosed with autistic child. Whereas I can't see any symptoms up till now that my child is autistic, because he interacts with each and every person. He talks with everyone. He talks like elders, basically, like a normal child. He plays with everyone.
So what do you think is the issue, or why was it diagnosed with autism?
That even I do not know up till now, because certain questions being asked to me were was not up to the mark, I think so. Therefore, he is diagnosed with autistic, and even IQ level was 60%.
Okay. So when did you first realize that there was some issue with him?
It was realized very early, from the birth only, from the birth time only it was realized that he was a special child.
What made you think?
No, because I had an eclampsia. This is called the pregnancy feet. It's an epilepsy, but it's a pregnancy epilepsy that I had during my pregnancy, that eclampsia. And because of that, the germs were transferred in the baby. And therefore, the baby was disabled. The baby had a problem from the birth only, it seems.
So what problem did the baby have?
He was in an incubator. He was on ventilator, and he had the level of oxygen was 0 actually. So he was on ventilator, and the doctor said as soon as the ventilator will be switched off, the baby will die. But I, as a mother, wanted to fight against the doctor. I wanted to prove the doctor wrong. That was my sign. I wanted to prove the doctor wrong. So anyhow, at any cases, till my last hope, I wanted my baby to survive somehow. That is a hope of a mother. I did not want to let my child go off like this without trying or without giving any second chance to the life. I did not want it. So then till 16 days, he was in the hospital, and we had a bill of lakhs of rupees every 3 days with no treatment shown to the baby. Then I, my father and father-in-law, we three decided we have to shift the hospital. Then we shifted him to Messina Hospital under the observation of Dr. Cyrus Contractor. And I'm blessed to have a doctor like him, because up till now, if anything happens, he always helps me. Then he was a survivor for my child.
Okay, but just to make people understand what your child is going through, can you
Yes,
explain the challenges that he faces?
yes.
Can you explain the challenges? Can you explain to the public as to what?
Yes, because see, he had to face many difficulties, because earlier, my in-laws, my grandparents, in-laws, everyone, what they thought that he can study in a normal school, actually. So then we did playgroup at 1.5 years, a play school. So two years we did play school, 2 years we did junior KG, then nursery 2 years. We wasted a lot of time as well as money as well as energy, but it was waste and useless actually. And they still thought, your child is normal and he has to go to a normal school only at any cost. But then I decided, because I knew he was unable to sit, unable to stand by himself. He used to just sleep only every time, because there was no support for him. The back support should be there. The vertebrae should be straight so that he is able to sit. He was nothing doing, nor I had a physiotherapy for him. And I by myself worked hard कि नहीं कुछ भी करना है, we have to do something for the child. And I as a mother took initiative that I'm such educated and all, and I can use my brain. So then I started with the physiotherapy at my home level. Even occupational therapy, I started at home level. And due to those reasons, due to my intelligence, my hard work, I made my child sit by himself, stand by himself. I was told no speech therapy for your child, because everything God will do. God knows everything, and at right time he will do everything his work. So he will speak even if you don't do speech therapy. But then I thought, I as a mother thought, now it's high tech, it's 4.5 years and the baby is not even babbling. You have to do something for him. Then I started my hard work. I started using my brains, that somehow I took help of my dad also. My dad is very intelligent and very helpful and supportive. Then I asked him, what can I do? Then he suggested me that you have to do video recordings and all. You have to show him lots of videos. You have to lots of communicate. So I used to communicate with my child in a playful manner, sing a song. Because normally I've seen if you say a poem to a child, he will recollect it fast. So through the method of poetic form, I used to speak to my child, anything, whatever, or in a singing form. So I used to do those types of speech therapy, some occupational therapy to my child at home basis. So due to all these things, I have seen that my child has improved a lot. So now he knows how to speak, when to speak, and where to speak. And if it is a younger child, he has to speak in such manner. If he's elder to you, he knows when to say sorry, when to say thank you, when to say please. Now it's a teacher, so how you have to greet a teacher, he knows it very well. If he's your relative, how you have to greet, he knows very well.
Kalpa, what were you talking so far? One thing which comes to fore is there was an issue with the child both physically and mentally.
Yes, sir.
Now, why do you think the doctors never understood or suggested solutions to this? What do you
Because
think
see,
went wrong?
at 8 months, he had a first episode of epilepsy. at 8 months. Even he had a kidney problem where bile duct was flush out. He was diagnosed with hernia also. Even there were problems in bones and limbs and everything. There were problems.
Yeah, so why didn't the doctor suggest things to you? Well, it's a very physical problem.
No, doctor suggested me. Dr. Cyrus Contractor, when he, till 1.5 months or 2 months, he was hospitalized. So after that, I came home, and then at 3 months, we again visited the doctor, and at 3 months only, he suggested us, you have to do physiotherapy for your child. So at 3 months, we started physiotherapy, but this physiotherapy, we did not last it for long. Like it was till 1 year only. Until 1 year, we did not had any much result. So what these people used to think, that there is no result in spite of paying lots of money in physiotherapy, then what is the use of doing it? So that's wrong, now.
Who are these people? When you say these people said, who are these people?
These people are my in-laws. I speak of them only.
Okay, what about your husband? I mean, wasn't he around?
See, at that time, now my husband supports me a lot in many ways. But that time I was just newly married. And in a year, I had a child. So that time there was no support for me. At the age of 21, I got married. And at the age of 22, I delivered a baby. That was the scenario that time. And that time, there were in-laws, grandparents in-laws. So you have to listen to all point of view. And that time my husband also did not have the courage to speak so much to them. Because they were their grandparents. They were their mom, dad. So he did not have the courage to speak in front of that much, how much he can speak right now and take a stand for me and my child. So the scenario was totally different.
But did you not ask the doctor to speak to your mother-in-laws and all that?
I said everyone. I said, see, my doctor was Dr. Anita Hegde. She's a neurosurgeon. So even she was there to tell my in-laws and everything. But it was all deaf ears. Everything was deaf ears.
Okay.
At that time.
So are things better?
Now they say you can do it, you had to do it and everything. But now it's too late actually. I consulted my doctor also, and even he said now it's too late because now everything inside the bones, muscles, limbs, everything has become stiff now. So you see, doctor said till 10 years you can mold your body any way you want it. The shape which you want to give to your body till 10 years you can. But then after 10 years, it's very difficult.
So what are the challenges you faced in the 14 years of bringing up your child?
I see. There was no support from the family, first thing. Do all the household chores plus handle the child was a major difficult task for me. These were the challenges which I have to face.
Okay. Apart from that?
Apart from that, nothing else.
Okay. By taking care of the child itself, what are the issues you faced?
See, the in-laws used to take care of my child. There was no doubt. But then while doing the household work or when I'm out, I had to carry my child everywhere I went. At some places, like it's like you cannot take your child at some places, but then also I had to carry my child everywhere. See, I had kept my child in the school named Lakshadam. There was a setup. So there also I used to take my child where my child was unable to walk also. He just used to stand. So at that cases, I used to travel by train. From train, I used to carry him with a on the footover bridges. Then I used to take him in a bus and then reach the destination to the school. And there I used to sit for 3 hours with him for the school. After that I come, I had to do the household work. There was no help for me also. if you want to handle your child in your way, then you have to manage everything by yourself. We are not going to help you. That was the thing.
So what was the thing that gave you courage to handle all this?
The major support was my dad.
Okay, how did he support you as?
See, he supported me mentally. He was my support system from the day one. As soon as I gave birth to my child, he was a support system, but he used to mentally support me.
So
He
what
used
was
to
his,
give me, he is my inspiration. So he used to give me lots and lots of courage to fight against each and every hurdle that comes in your life.
so what was his advice?
Pardon?
What was his advice to you?
He advised me that whatever it is, you have to face it and just be positive. When you be positive, you can change everything you want. And every day gives a new sunshine to you.
What were the challenges your son faced growing up?
Nobody used to accept him. The society in which we live, they were not accepting him, not interacting with him. Nobody used to play with him. Then he used to feel dull, a bit shy, that nobody, and he used to cry also at times. That there are many children who are playing down in the society and nobody is playing with me, nobody is talking with me. Even when he used to go to a normal school, he used to sit dumb person at one place. Because even the teachers, they were normal teachers. So even they used to not attend him that much. The teachers has to attend the child. Then even in the annual functions and all, which the school used to conduct, it was not, he never participated. When I insisted the teachers that let him participate in something, then teacher said, okay, let's see, we will try. Uske jaisa kuch rahega, so we will definitely tell you and everything. So at that case, he from inside used to feel it. I'm feeling, he used to feel very low. He never used to speak. That whatever he is feeling, up till now also, even if he feels something, he will never say. He just starts crying.
How did you and your husband manage to, bring him up, make him happy?
We managed it.
How?
See, I feel time teaches us everything how to manage. When God has given us some difficulties or some challenges to face, every problem has a solution, right, sir? So even I found my solutions. I used to manage. I used to get up early in the morning. I used to do all my work and give ample of time to my child. I never see if I go outing also, I used to take my child. Whatever everybody feels. I've faced many things. You can say, even if I go to watch a movie, there if I take my child, he yells. Looking at some scenes, he yells. Abhi right now also, if you see him, when he's watching a TV or movie, he will yell, he will shout, he will clap his hands, he will get super excited because we tell him, if you are happy, you should say I'm happy. But this is the sign. When he's happy, he's super excited for anything, when he's watching anything. So at that time, I used to go to watch a movie, those people used to tell me, that why did you bring your child? आपका बच्चा ऐसा है तो घर पे ही छोड़ देना चाहिए था आपको. अब साथ में क्यों लेके आए? अकेले नहीं आ सकते थे. At that time also I used to tell him, it's none of your business. I will take my child everywhere. So all the social gatherings also I used to take my child. Whatever बाकी लोगों को कैसे भी feel होता है, I never used to care. Unless and until my child is happy and I am happy, nothing bothers to me. कोई कुछ भी बोले. If anybody wants to say anything, let him say. I never used to hear. I had deaf ears for that side, so that my child can enjoy everything. So now, Abhi, I take him everywhere too. And now if you look at him or if you meet him, you will never say he's a special child. Unless and until if I some gestures and all. If you see it properly, you will come to know that yes, he's a special child. And otherwise, if he can't do anything by himself, then you will come to know, chalo, he's a special child. Otherwise, you will never come to know.
How did you handle his education?
Education.
How did you manage?
I never used to handle it only, sir, because he's brilliant by brains. Whatever teacher teaches him in the school, he captures it very nicely and fastly, quickly captures in his brains.
Okay. So when did you
So
and your
4 साल पहले की बात भी he will remember it somewhere and somehow he can link it also to something. If you want to link it, he will link it, correlate it also that ऐसे हुआ था, all this had happened when we had been there. So again, if we go there, we will also have same thing.
okay, since he's also challenged physically, how is he managing going around?
Going around, he doesn't go by himself anywhere. Only I take him in the society compound. There he goes alone by himself. He sits there, just loiters in the corridors and everything. That's it. Otherwise, everywhere I take him by myself. Even in the train, he travels. He can now fight for his place also there. If anybody pushes him, किसी ने धक्का मार दिया, किसी ने कुछ किया, so now he can back answer them properly.
Nice.
And in the train also, in so much of rush, he can climb very nicely.
So even without much of physiotherapy, he's managed to improve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why
I
do you,
managed it
how?
by my exercises.
Okay.
And see, during the time of physiotherapy where I used to go to teacher, I used to ask them lots of questions. Abhi now he's not able to sit this way. What type of buttocks? You call it buttocks. The shoes that those people wear are called buttocks. So what type of buttocks I have to make for him? How to wear it and all. And what all other things that as a base of home program I can do to improve my child's walking, sitting. Lots of questioning from my side was there that time.
Okay. Do you meet other parents who have similar children?
No, see, when I came across 2, 3, 4 parents, they were not similar to those things. There was like whatever was being in the therapy, that's it. At home, no practice for them. Like they never used to do it only. And 2 parents, so I have seen such that there are 2 kids for them. The elder son is a disabled child. It's a star kid. The elder child is a star kid. And the second one is normal. So I have seen parents, 2 of the parents, that they have sent a star kid to a hostel. That उनके जैसे ही सब बच्चे रहते हैं, and those teachers and every staff members, mentor and everything, they only handle the kids. And once in a week, you are allowed to see the child. That's it. And they are enjoying their life with a normal child. And they are least bothered, you can say. I've seen such parents also who are least bothered. And I've seen such parents also who are putting 100% in the upbringing of a star kid. Sir, you are on mute mode.
What is your advice to parents who realize that their child is challenged? The first time they hear the child is challenged, what would you advise them?
I will advise them to never neglect those children or your ward who is a special child. You just accept the challenge and never ever, किसी के भी सामने, you never say that I have a special child, because I myself as a mother never said anyone that he's a special child or he's a disabled child or he is mentally retarded child. I always indicate my child as a star kid, because he is a blooming star to me. And I've always seen every silver lining. Every star has a silver lining, right? Every dark cloud has a silver lining. So if you accept the challenge and you think that it is a part and parcel of your life, then definitely you will also enjoy the phase of life with your star kid.
So where do
And I really enjoyed, sir. See, I as a mother, I'm very proud that I'm blessed with a star kid, because God knew it, that she is the perfect mother and she will handle it. She will face all the challenges and she will definitely handle the child and make him a star. God knew it. That's why God sent us a star kid to me. नहीं तो कितने सब बच्चों को normal kids क्यों मिलते हैं? And only some few mothers only get a star kid. Why? Because God also knows it. They are the perfect parents or they are the perfect mother. And now I get 100% support of my husband also, because he also knows it, that whatever she is doing is right.
So how
And
did
he never comes with me to any doctor or anything. Wherever, everywhere for my child, I only go. Because that's the trust he has in me.
So when did your relationship with your husband improve?
Pardon, sir?
At what age did the relationship between you and your husband actually improve?
See, I was 21. I was 21. And my husband was 25 years.
Okay, I'm saying after the child grew and you had problems and your husband wasn't supporting you. When did he start supporting you and why?
After, when my child was 9 or 10 years old.
Okay, so what made him change his attitude towards it?
Because he also started realizing, at some point, he also started realizing that whatever she is doing is right for the child, because he also saw some changes in the child, right? When you see some changes in your child, you also think now that this person is doing right. She has brought so many changes in the child.
Okay. So what about your in-laws? When did they sort of understand?
Now they support me 100%. Past 2 years, 2 to 3 years, past 2 to 3 years, they also started supporting me 100%. Now whatever I want, I can do it for my child. But now I've seen it's too late, because I consulted many doctors. I've consulted many doctors. Even my in-laws said, tell the doctor, just hold on, sir. Mommy, anke gane ganayo. Now my in-laws also tell me that ask the doctor if there is any abroad doctor who can do anything or who can bring anything, any treatment or anything for a child. We are ready to pay for it, so that he can become a normal child.
You are talking about you not being supported financially for therapies.
Yes.
Why do you think it happened? What really happened?
Actually, see, because I've seen that many a times doctors told me you have to do occupational. I did occupational therapy for 3-4 sessions, but there was no result. So they also thought they as a parents thought कि अभी कुछ फायदा ही नहीं हो रहा है, then what is the use of paying so much of money per session? So it's better to stop it. And when you are so much educated, graduated, you have done a Montessori course, that's teacher training course, you were a teacher in school for 6 months, you can guide your child much better and become a normal child. Their thinking was that. And the second thinking was like, God will do everything. If you trust them, and if at times certain quarrels or anything happen, not much, once it, and they told me that their daughter also faced so much of problems and everything. Then she also became normal, no? So even he will become normal. But they do not think that all 5 fingers are not same. The same problems are not there.
So what is the biggest mistake parents make?
Pardon, sir?
What's the biggest mistake that parents make when they're dealing with special children?
They neglect their child. I have seen it. They just neglect their child. They feel very shy or very awkward taking them to their social gatherings. Even I have seen it. When guests and all come to their house, they tell their child कि तुम उस कमरे में ही बंद रह जाओ. Do not come out. And even some parents, they scare their child. Some things like कि अभी तुम ऐसा करोगे, if you do like this, then this will happen to you. तो एक वो डर बैठ जाता है inside. And the child also thinks, no, I will also have not to do this. If this happens, this happens. वो एक डर बैठ जाता है. See, my child, he was not able to walk, like climb the steps, even get down the steps. It was very difficult for him. Now, past 2 years, when there was a lockdown process, I tried it. I daily used to never use a lift. I used to take him down, bring him up. So now that fear is less for him. That practice, that fear is less for him. Secondly, he never used to wear his shoes by himself. But since 1 year now, he knows how to wear his shoes, how to remove the shoes. So past 1 year. So this is constant practice that I made him. Even when he's ideal sitting and he's watching TV, so at some time I tell him now it's high tech to watch the TV. You have to do some activity. So I make him do some drawing. भले बहुत खराब हो रहा है, but I appreciate. I've drawn something. You have to fill it with colors.
See, most of the times relationships break up because there's a special child at home.
Yes, sir.
So what is your advice to those couples?
What shall I advise to those couples? I have no idea about it, sir. But I, as a mother, say, or as a wife, I say, you have to support.
How does one support each other?
There should be mutual understanding.
Can you explain?
Sir, I don't know because I have no idea about it. Because my husband also used to never ignore the child. He used to not support me, but never ignored the child. Nor he was against me ki if you're taking him somewhere, you should not take him somewhere. So I have no idea about it, but there should, as a mother, say there should be a lot of mutual understanding. You should understand your child, basically. And even husband and wife should understand each other, that it is not just because one's mistake the child is born like this. When both the input is there, that time only the child is born like this. There is some mistake, both must have done it or anything. That's why the child is. So they have to understand by themselves. it is not a mistake of one, because tali ek haath se to nahi bajti. When you put both the hands together, then only you can clap it. So if one is feeling ashamed, it's not like that. Both should feel ashamed, or both should feel happy that God has blessed me with such a beautiful child.
But why do you say they should be ashamed?
Because many parents feel ashamed taking their child to somewhere, or some parents, think, why did I give birth to my child only? That is the feel ashamed. Why did I give a birth to my child? अगर birth ही नहीं होता तो ऐसा child ही नहीं पैदा होता ना. They think that way. Otherwise, it was better to be without parents. We were happy with our life. वैसे भी हम लोग तो बहुत खुश ही थे जिंदगी में. At times they blame also each other. You wanted a child, that's why I did a child. And then this child has happened. Otherwise, I was telling no only, that I do not want a child. At times, the husband-wife think that way also.
Tell me, you had your second child after 4 years or what? After long.
Pardon, sir?
You had a second child.
Yes, that's after 14 years. After 14 years, I had a second child.
So, were you scared?
No, because we were pre-planned. Both husband, wife, when my child turned 10 years old. And when we, at some stage of life, we felt now we are satisfied that my first child is now capable, that he himself will do his things, and then he will also had a mental preparation कि अभी if second बच्चा भी होगा, then he will also handle him.
No, but were you ever scared that the child may have issues?
No, not at all. Because we were mentally preparing our first child also, as well as as a husband-wife, we were also mentally prepared that we wanted a second child. And we were trying also, since 4 years, we were trying also that we wanted a child. And then all proper doctor consultation and everything, then only I gave birth to my second child. And now it's a plus point. I'm really blessed. It's an inbuilt quality for my second child also. He is just 1 year, 10 months old, but he takes utmost care of my elder child. Utmost care. He helps him in many ways. His school starts at 10 o'clock, then he will remove the books for him. Now the English, this English lecture is there, then you have to remove your English book. It's a maths lecture, so you have to remove your calculator and everything. So he will help him. Even while eating, playing with the toys, or while eating also, he will tell, first give my brother and then give me, then feed me. And even it's vice versa. Even the elder child takes utmost care of him.
If you had
he sings a lullaby for him, he sings the poems, he will teach him many things. You have to speak like this. You have to say sorry. So my younger child speaks very little words. He's 1 year, 10 months also, he speaks very little words. But my elder child has taught him, you have to say sorry like this, you have to hold this way. When you say thank you, you should say thank you like this, because now it's Corona Kal, so you do not have to shake hands. You have to do this way. So he in a lot of way also teaches him lots of things.
Your child is just 1.5 years old, and he already knows about maths and English and all, is it?
Pardon, sir?
You said your little son helps with the older one with maths book and all that. How does he know subjects and all? He's so young, no?
I cannot hear your voice.
No, you said your second child helps the older one with textbooks and all that.
Yes.
How does it know which is which?
See, because how does he know? I can say because the shelves are separate. This is the English shelf. This is the maths shelf. So just with the indication, he tells कि अभी English का lecture है. I tell my elder child na that now English lecture is there. So remove only English books. So that time he will go there. My younger child will go there. He will remove all the English books from the shelf and hand it over to him. Even the study table also, he will say now abhi study table bhi lagega, so you have to take your study table, adjust the camera like this.
Okay.
Everything, all those indications he does it.
Nice.
And even my elder child was not eating with a fork knife. So now my younger child tells him, you cannot eat your fruit with your hands, you have to prick it. So all those indications he will give him that now prick it and then have it in your mouth. So from the younger child also he is learning so much.
Okay, we're coming to the end of the whole thing. What's one thing you're very proud of?
Very proud of being a mother of a star kid.
Why are you proud?
Because in spite of facing lots of challenges, I have really bloomed my child. With all my hard works, all my efforts, and it was really worth it actually. The 100% that I've given to my child was really worth it. That's why I'm very proud of being a mother of a star kid.
Okay, what is your advice?
Hard work never pays off. It's never wasted.
Okay, what is your advice to the society?
I don't know, sir, actually. The advice to my society that in whatever situation, whatever circumstances, you should not go behind. You should always come forward and do the best, and rest leave it to the God.
Okay, what's your advice to people who don't know how to deal with special children? Like you said, people make fun of the special child. They don't go with it.
Yes, sir.
What is your advice?
Even in the trains also, I have seen trains or local places. I've gone. I've seen it.
So what is your advice to those people?
I just wanted to say to them that you should never feel proud of yourself. You should be always thankful to God that you are one. You should always be thankful to God that you are not one of them.
Okay, your advice to one line to parents who have got special children.
Never neglect the child. I wanted to say never neglect the child, and give your 100%, and you will definitely have a result.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. I'm
Okay,
sure somebody
thank you,
out
sir.
there will feel very blessed on that. Thank you.